with Fire Emblem, the Blazing Blade. Although it says I'm streaming Sekiro, which you should get. I will get that for you if you have any interest in it.
Sekiro? I've thought about it. I'm just, of all the Souls-like, it's the one that's that appeals to me the most. It's more just that, like, I don't enjoy Souls like that much. Like, I've tried Dark Souls, I tried Bloodborne, and they're just not really for me, so that's why I'm hesitant to be like, do I want to get something like Sekiro?
Well,
and I'm like, eh.
Sekiro is the least Souls-like of them. A fair few would argue that it's not even a Souls-like. Yes, there are like RPG elements, but they're very minimized.
RPG elements I don't like. I like an RPG, but
it's fundamentally part of, and I will say, like, I haven't not played Demon Souls or Bloodborne or King's Field or Armored Core, so my range of reference is a little smaller, but it is absolutely the hardest FromSoft game I have played, and a lot of that just boils down to they put all of the energy into a single combat system and combat style, which means that, like, even more so than the Dark Souls games where you like have a limited range of exploring, and at a point you're going to run into bosses that, you know, you just need to quote unquote get good against. The entire game of Sekiro is you need to get good progressively, because there's not really ways to, I don't want to say grind things out, and I never really grinded things out in Dark Souls, but there's not really any customization, so there's not going to really be speed bumps versus, you know, easy areas. It's always going to have a specific curve. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But anyways,
I mean, the reason I'm interested is because, like, I played Ghost of Tsushima, which is pretty parry focused compared to most games. Like, you can still dodge roll, obviously, but it is more parry focused. But like, I don't know. I'm just not into FromSoft's level of like frame perfect difficulty. It's just,
that's fair.
I don't know if I enjoy that. Like, the problem with Dark Souls is the feeling of catharsis for me just didn't outweigh the annoyance of the game.
I understand that.
That's usually what people who enjoy Dark Souls do. They enjoy that high octane. They get in the zone and they, you know, beat a boss or whatever that was giving them trouble, and it, you know, you get that rush. And for me, like, I didn't have that. I was capable of doing it. Like, again, I didn't get stuck in Dark Souls. I just decided to quit because it wasn't interesting me. So, like, that to me is like, if I got stuck and quit, that's one thing. But if I just got bored because it wasn't doing it for me, that's a whole other issue. And that's what it was for Dark Souls. That I was like, I'm not into this game. So yeah, I'm not really into From Software's like particular brand of difficulty. It's just not for me.
Yeah, no, I understand that completely. Second. Okay, so anyways, let's get started. So I sent you a list of who we've gone over. I didn't differentiate what we've done. Oh no, I did. The bottom half is what I did with Axor without you. The bottom paragraph. So Hawkeye, Harkin, Canas, Vida, Louise, Oswin, and Renault. And so, are there any other major characters whose supports you like really think we should see?
Yeah, do you want to stream here and I'll take a look? Oh yeah, we are live. I haven't even been paying attention to when we're live. Oh well, that's fine.
We got live right after I mentioned I might get you Sekiro. That's it.
Oh, we had the whole Sekiro conversation. Okay, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. Like, I honestly knew we were live because I was watching it live, and then I totally forgot. Anyway,
no worries.
I mean, Merlinus is funny, certainly.
We've
already done his though,
except for Marcus. We haven't done the Marcus one.
I mean, why would we not do the Marcus one? It's kind of it's amusing. Who am I voicing?
Can you be Merlinus? I'll be Marcus.
Sure, but you might want like.
Merlinus, stay on your guard. A moment of laxity can bring death from behind.
How embarrassing. But, Sir Marcus, do you really think the enemy will come this far?
I don't think so. I think, Merlinus, you are in the literal safest place in all of
Okay, your
Emblem
Merlinus
right
has
now.
been attacked several times.
Yes, and he has never taken damage.
Yeah, but the enemy got that far.
Fine.
I mean, we never do anything. We just sit here and wait.
No, this too is a very important duty. Protecting the line of supply is of vital importance. Without weapons and potions, the battle cannot go on.
Well, I suppose not. But, you know, what can I do?
Merlinus! Okay.
So, Sir Marcus, where's the front line of battle today?
Well,
Sir Marcus, are you entirely satisfied with this duty? Guarding the transporter must be rather dull.
not at all. This is a very important duty that has been assigned to me. As a loyal servant of our Lord, I must carry out my duties faithfully.
I see. Well, Sir Marcus, would you like to try one of these? They're a specialty of Chez Merlinus, you might say.
Baked puddings. But to partake of these in the midst of battle.
Go ahead, just have one.
I see. Why, these are quite scrumptious.
Aren't they?
Its charm lies in the variety of textures. Also, I actually need to check quickly. Say something?
Sure.
Oh, yes. Okay, you were live. That's good. I was concerned. Being hit. Its charm lies in the variety of textures, inside and without. And the distinctive taste of these apples stewed in honey reminds me of a certain well-known pastry shop in Ostia. Although, you may be relying too much on the sweetness to carry the weight of this confection. Yes, I think that about sums it up. What's wrong?
Lord Marcus! I had no idea you were such a knowledgeable epicure.
Okay.
Incidentally, this is actually this is not the only support of Merlinus's that involves food.
Yes, we saw the Nino and the Vita one.
Yeah, and I believe in FE6 there's Lou also has one involving Merlinus, which is about baked treats. If I'm not mistaken. That Lou, it's not something that Merlinus makes. I don't think his culinary prowess is in FE6, but I believe that Lou gets them from helping like a little old lady cross the street or something, and shares them with Merlinus. In the same support, actually, not the same support, but Lou also has the same treats that he tries to share with Ray in one of his supports with Ray as well. So there's a little trivia for you.
Interesting. I wanted to say that the whole, reminds me of a certain bake shop in Ostia thing just reminded me of the steamed hams thing, where it's like, if I'm not mistaken, these hamburgers are from Krusty Burger, or something like that.
Yeah.
I know that's not the line.
This is one of the support chains that just kind of meanders, which is fine. It's just kind of funny between two, silly characters sometimes. See, a completely different topic. So, Sir Marcus, what do you think of how this army's being run?
What do you mean?
Well, I may not know much about military organization, and I don't in FE6 either, but shouldn't we be more involved in the decisions being made?
Why do you say that?
Because we're men, and we're old, and that's obviously how things go. Well, Lord Hector, Lord Eliwood, and Lady Lindis are still so young. Is it really alright to leave all of the leadership decisions to them? To Lord Eliwood in the coming battles? As an experienced knight, don't you have any anxieties about this? Especially when Hector and Lynn's entire battle plan consists of charge forward and pray for the best?
I mean, that is literally how I used Marcus, but yes.
Yeah, but not Hector and Lynn.
True. None at all.
Not even a little.
I trust Lord Eliwood. So long as Lord Eliwood is in command, I have no trepidations about the course of battles to come.
Okay, good. He's specifying it's Eliwood he trusts and not Hector
Yes.
and Lynn. So, you really do have such faith in your liege lord. Well, this old merchant has seen the light. I say, I have been far too cynical and mistrusting. For far too long. I will try to redouble my trust in our lords. Sir Marcus, help this humble merchant protect his wares with all of your might.
Merlinus, it is never a good idea to yell like that on a battlefield, unless you are inviting attack. Okay?
Speaking of what that reminded me of the Hubert Casper support. Where
Yes,
Hubert's
where
like,
they
"Did
yell.
you shut up?" And then Casper shuts up, and Hubert's like, "Okay, stop that. Actually, it's really creepy."
Well, not creepy. It's like, you can't fight when you're not yelling.
Also, Hubert's
That's
like,
how
"Are you dead?" Let's see. Oh, we haven't done Isadora supports, have we?
No, I did a fair few of. Oh, I mean, not her specifically, but I did her support with Geets. I did her support with
Harkin. Yeah,
with Harkin.
The Harkin Isadora one's really good.
It's really good. I really liked the. We also did the one with Renault. I actually think that. No, I think there's a few missing actually from this list. Let me just check.
I was gonna say there's always a classic support that you can do that we haven't done yet, which is of course the Christmas Calves have a support as the Christmas Calves are wont to do, and that is a Fire Emblem classic,
Yeah. No, actually, we got impatient on the 6th, and we did these other supports. And Merlinus is the one that we just did now. We did these supports. So we did almost all of Nino's, and I think all of the Galts.
Yeah, I mean Legault doesn't have that many.
Well, yeah, but
yeah, we might as well do I'm game to do the Christmas Calves. That's a classic.
Okay, fair enough. I very much liked Legault's pretty much all of Legault's supports, and I think his one with Isidore was actually really good.
I mean, all of Legault is really good character.
Yeah.
I would go to Sane, who was just down there. That's why I saw him. Sane has some pretty Sane's a goofy guy, and so he has some fun supports. Sane and Ken is good. Sane and Luis is very funny. Honestly, I think Sane Kent, Sane Sarah.
Sir Kent, I will remind you that I am a married woman. Or Sir Sane,
yeah,
sorry.
Did we? I mean,
we didn't get it, but I'm just assuming.
So I would do Ken. I would maybe do Sarah. I don't remember that one, but I do remember it being kind of funny. I would do Luis, and if we haven't done Isadora, I would probably do Isadora too.
Okay.
I think you can skip Rebecca and Priscilla. Priscilla, I remember, is it's just boring.
Okay. Let's do Kent to start.
Which one do you want to be? Do you want to be the goofy guy or the straight-laced guy?
I'd rather... Well, which do you want to be?
I don't care. I will be Kent or the Womanizer. Your pick.
I will be Kent.
All right. Well, I guess, all right. I'll be Sane then.
Sane!
Kent!
Take it easy out there, all right? We're not the only ones fighting here, Feel free to let Lord Eliwood face the enemy now and again.
But then, how can I show off my grace in battle?
Okay, I think I maybe made Kent sound a little older than I should have. Let me...
Yeah, I mean, reminder that everyone here is 16.
Well said. For whom do you intend to show off?
Why, all the lovely ladies in our camp, of course. This is the best time to catch their eye, I've got to look good for my admirers.
You will never change, will you? You should think more of the needs of our whole group, instead of rushing off into the fray like a berserker. You don't nearly have enough base crit for that.
It's fine, it'll get solved by a killer lance. I'll be fine, mother. And I'm off!
Sane, wait! What a bloody fool.
Interestingly, Sane does not have a support with Lynn. Kent does, though.
Yeah, I noticed. It was kind of weird. I guess maybe he never recovered after she called him like an idiot or something in their second interaction. He just was like, okay, I'm not even gonna try. Anyways,
well, I mean, honestly, that's shocking for him.
Yeah.
Ken, is there something troubling you?
Sane? No, it's nothing.
Then why are you staring off into the distance like that? What are you looking at? Hey, is that Lady Lindis? Oh, I get it now.
I merely hoped to see if she were all right. It is our duty to protect our liege, is it not?
Yeah, sure it is. Say, Ken,
Yes?
as your older, wiser companion, let me give you a word of advice. It would never work.
What are you talking about?
You can't hide it from me, partner. I can tell just by that dumb look on your face.
Sane, do not presume to know what I am thinking. I just, as her knight...
Oh, get over it. You can admit it, can't you? I mean, she is beautiful, and she is kind. How can anyone not have feelings for her?
So, Sane, you too?
Of course! Falling for beautiful women is what we cavaliers do. Actually, only one of us. Only one of us as the designated horny knight gets to do that.
Yes, but,
And in that game, that is me.
Yes, but there is one thing that we both can do. And that is promote into paladins.
And carry everything. I mean, yeah.
Yes.
But I guess I will have to let you take the lead here. Since that is truly the knightly thing to do for one's partner. Yo, bros before hoes? Damn. Sane really is truly the horniest, greatest horny knight of all time.
The funny thing is that if we're talking about horny knights, Sylvain is probably the epitome of hoes before bros.
Yeah, Sylvain literally will betray his house and country because you played as a woman.
Yes, it would be funny if it weren't so disturbing, and it would be more disturbing if it wasn't so funny.
The irony is that, like, Sylvain is probably still the single best written horny knight because he has a lot of character depth. And honestly, his thing about Byleth can be excused pretty easily because since he would presumably join you in part 1 in the academy, like, that's just him being silly and flirty. Like, he doesn't know there's a war gonna break out. So yeah, haha, I changed
except
pretty female professor. Like, and then once things happen, he's already there and he's already made bonds that he didn't realize. And so once Byleth chooses a side, it does make sense for him to go along with it.
Yeah.
But like, it is one of the things that's very entertaining to oversimplify.
That's true. Hold on. Who said I intended to?
Because, you know, I really owe you one. Right, Ken? I'm going to leave the way open for you now. And feel free to rely on my vast library of experience with women. Because you certainly will need it, won't you?
I'll grant you, talking to women has never been my strong suit.
Right then. Shut your mouth and open your eyes.
Ears.
Look, I need you to listen with your eyes, okay? Your lessons will begin with basic flattery. You might actually want your eyes for that, believe it or not. Hey, Ken. We've learned quite a bit on this quest, haven't we?
I suppose.
You suppose. Why? When we get back to Kaelin, we should gather all the lovely lasses we know and have one big, magnificent...
orgy.
Feast.
Okay, probably feast, but I wanted to insert something.
No, I know that's exactly where this was going.
Don't start with that again, Sane. This is no time for gaiety. There's still much fighting ahead of us. A good use of an archaic use of a term there. Having a gay old time.
Yeah, gaiety itself, though, is, especially with that spelling, is pretty...
That's true.
It's not used a lot, but, like, that one's never been verbed into, like, LGBTQ culture much, I would say.
That's true. That's fair. I'm just still remembering of, like, the texts I study, it's just, you see it all the time.
Dost thou be gay today? Yeah, I'm having a gay time.
Yeah, no. Anyways, there's still much fighting ahead of us. Either one of us could fall in the battle to come.
You always expect the worst. That's why Lady Lindis never...
Hold your tongue. I'll have none of your foolishness now. Just keep your wits about you, that's all I'm saying. One overconfident lurch into danger could easily...
Overconfident? Who's overconfident? Me? Never. I know this isn't going to be easy, but I'll not let that shake me. After all, I'm not alone.
I'm wondering if maybe your voice is, like, a little loud, such that it's, like, crowding into the mic. I'd have to ask... I don't know who's in chat who could give me any feedback on it, because to me it sounds a little bit like that, but that also might just be me on my end.
I mean... I don't know, I'm actually kind of far away from the mic. Like, I am projecting my voice, but that's because, like, I want it to be heard. I don't want to be quiet.
Then let's just keep going.
You've got me, right? Right.
Yeah, you're right.
So let's get riding, shall we? And watch my back, partner.
Of course, my friend, with honor. That's good. I like that. You wanted Sarah next, or... Well, no, let's...
Yeah, I just like Sarah because she's silly. The Luis one is really good, though.
Alright, I'll be Sarah. Or do you want to be Sarah?
I don't know. I was both these characters in the past. It doesn't really matter to me much.
Can I try Sane and you try Sarah?
Sure. Go ahead.
Ah, sweetest Sarah. No matter how often I see you, you always present the freshest and most lovely appearance.
Well, Sane. I've always thought you had an eye for beauty.
That is but one of the noble traits that runs in our good house, and surely it is what has brought us together now. Ah, Sarah, we will make such a fine pair.
Well, I don't know about that quite yet, but...
Ah, a bit coy, are we? Or perhaps you wish to delay the pleasure to make it sweeter?
It's not that, but... Wait, you're just trying to get me to say yes, right?
For that, I would do anything, my dear.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Am I overdoing it?
Nah, it's Sane. He's pretty over the top.
That's also probably... He also is probably exaggerating it in that scene a bit.
I mean, in general, like, the arc... Like, think about, like, Joe Javier. Think about, like, Indigo.
Yeah.
Like, think about Sylvain. This archetype is very
Alec.
over the top.
Think about Alec, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways. Oh god, I'm still remembering that Alec Sylvia combo.
Have you seen... Actually, hang on. I'll try to find this meme. I just don't remember where it was posted, though. That's going to be hard to find.
That's always a challenge.
I'll go look for it eventually. I'll go look for it later, but it's an FE4 one.
Oh, well, joy.
Based on Sylvia, of course, since that was the topic of conversation.
No,
I'll find them later. Shall we go on to the
yes.
sport?
Sorry, I got distracted by a Okay.
Hey, Sane, look at this.
Oops, I was on the wrong tab.
Think, isn't it adorable?
Yes, what a lovely little doll.
Oh, silly, it's not a doll. It's a special necklace sold only in Etruria.
That's a necklace? Well, that's rather peculiar.
Yeah, they haven't really gotten around yet. But they're a big hit with the Fashion Elite.
Is that right?
A lot, actually.
Is that...
Elite do make no sense.
Yeah. You are very correct. Is that right? Well, Sarah, you certainly do have good fashion sense. I still don't know very much about these sorts of things.
But of course not. Kaylin is pretty out of the way, even for Lycia. Even Lynn, who is just gorgeous, has zero fashion sense.
Ah, how can you say that?
You know, Ostia is probably the center of the fashion world right now. Ostia is like the center of the world, period. Like, it's in the smack dab middle of the continent.
Yeah, I don't think it's the center of the world, though.
Well, no, but like, Fire Emblem only ever has one continent. It doesn't.
No,
other continents don't exist.
That's not true. Fodlan has multiple.
Fodlan has multiple continents. I know.
What I was gonna say is that
technically speaking, well, actually, I don't know about Helios, but yeah.
What I was gonna say is that I don't mean like I don't think Ostia is the most important country in the like region in the world in Elibay.
No, I mean Bern and Etruria are the powerhouses, so it's Bern and Etruria, and Bern's pretty military, so it doesn't like Bern's culture is honestly we don't know much about Bern's culture, but it doesn't seem to have a particularly strong culture, unlike Ilia, which is basically Thracia. Sakai has very strong nomadic culture.
Yeah,
the desert I don't think dragon influenced culture.
I don't think you can say it doesn't have a strong culture. We don't know much about it. I would say that
it has something, but Bern and Lycia actually seem very similar. They don't seem terribly different.
Yeah, what I would say is I would assume that Bern is a function over form culture. Its fashion is Spartan,
but that's also Ostia, is my point.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Lycia and Bern seem to be cut from very much the same cloth.
That's fair.
Whereas all the other nations have very distinct cultures.
That's true. Fair enough.
So that's probably why you don't get my style. I'm just so far ahead of the rest of the fashion world.
Oh, okay.
My beauty is a crime. Hey, Sane. So, who do you think Lynn will end up with? Lord Eliwood? Lord Hector, maybe?
Lady Lindis? Why do you ask?
Well, it's fun to guess. No matter who she chooses, it'll be big news throughout Lycia, right? But who? Who? Which one do you think?
I think it's a mistake to restrict the contest to just those two. Why, even this humble knight might be a suitable suitor.
You sane. You're not even in the running. God,
What?
that's so hard.
Oof. What?
Destroyed with words.
I had no idea. Could that sparkle in her eye have been nothing more than the reflection of my own love?
Yeah, I checked up on these things, And, according to my sources, the one that Lynn likes is...
She likes...
Hector, I'd say.
Sorry, say that again. It got cut off.
Lord Hector, I'd say. They argue a lot, but that's the sign of passion. My intuition's very keen. Personally, go for Lord Hector anyway. I mean, he's royalty. Yeah, so's Lynn, though.
So is Eliwood.
Yeah, Eliwood's busy looking for some dragon tail, though.
That's true. Oh god, you just reminded me of something terrible.
Did I? The show Dragon Tales?
Well, yes, actually, but you also...
dragon?
Yes. No, you just reminded me of, like, how could you do that to my boy Eliwood? He was about to get some dragon tail!
Yeah, the Bismix.
Yes. Anyways, yes, Eliwood is too busy looking for dragon tail to end up with Lindis.
As the heir, he'll be the future Marquess.
Hey, Sarah. Can you tell me who has eyes for me?
Nope. I know, but I won't tell.
But why?
Because you hit on all the girls. And I think that makes you gross. So I will never tell.
I think this is the first time. Well, not the first time. It's one of the only times I've seen like Sarah's like displeased face, her neutral face. It's actually quite funny.
I actually think this is her flirting with him. I'm not sure though.
Interesting.
Like I think she's basically telling him to figure it out himself.
Yeah. Hold on, Sarah. Okay, that was nice.
Because I don't remember. I'd have to look up if they have a shared ending or not, but because I don't remember. But that would basically determine that.
So we did.
Want to do?
No, I do. But I want to check. So who else did we do?
Farina.
Um,
Luis. That's the one.
Yes. Ah! Wait, do you want to do Sane again and I'll be Luis?
Nah, you can. If you want. I mean, I'm happy to do either.
You know what? I'll do Sane this one and you do Luis this one and then we'll switch for the B support. Let's do it. Max
Sure.
confusion. Ah! Mine eyes have seen perfection made flesh.
I'm sorry?
Surely the gods have graced me with a vision of heaven itself. Those eyes like celestial orbs, that hair like molten gold. What a greater ecstasy could a humble knight know than to encounter such exquisite rapture on this earth?
And, who are you again?
I am Sane, Knight of Kalen, and I am awed by your beauty.
Hi, how flattering. I'm Luis.
Lady Luis, not the Etrurian.
Yes? I am wife to Lord Pent, Count Regley.
What? You are the Countess?
Yes?
Bad Sane. Bad Sane. You have gone too far. Oh, but why? She is so lovely. What could I do? How could I resist?
Well, I should let you be. You certainly do seem to be in quite a bother. I just imagine Luis being, like, deadpan throughout that. Like, honestly, pretty much all of her lines seem to be delivered in deadpan. Like, Luis is a very funny character.
I think she should deliver almost everything deadpan.
She is a very funny character. Did you want to switch?
Yes, let's switch.
Lady Luis!
Okay, that one was a little crunchy.
I mean,
just maybe a tiny bit quiet. Maybe a tiny bit quieter. I don't know. Try that again.
I mean, I was pretty breathy with that one, but
okay. Try again then. Do it again exactly as you did before. Then let's see.
Lady Luis.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Ah, yes, Sir Sane, was it? How fare you?
Ah, please, do not look upon me with those eyes. I could not bear such sweet agony.
Oh?
Would that I had met you earlier, I could have. But you are sworn to another. No matter how passionately our love may rage, it can never be.
I beg your pardon?
Please understand my heart. I know you pain with longing, but the pain is doubly so for your aching servant.
You
Insane.
know.
Parting from you racks my body and my soul. But that is our star-crossed fate. And so, Luis, forever and forever and forever, let us cherish this moment and live always in its warmth.
My. Cherish I shall, indeed. What a funny man. Okay, that was
Luis
good.
is just amused, just like he's a silly fellow. Just a silly little fellow.
It's a silly thing.
Just a silly little place.
Yes. We shall not go there. It is a silly place. Okay, I kind of want to do Isadora.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, she's a good character.
Okay, do you want to be Sane again? I'll be Isadora?
Sure. I don't really care. Ah, what awe-inspiring beauty!
Who?
A lovely female knight. Please, tell me your name.
I am Isadora of the Royal Forayan Knights. Okay, I need to do a different voice.
I am Sane, a humble knight of Kalen. Fair Lady Isadora, may I have a moment of your time to talk about our Lord and Savior, Naga?
I think you mean Loptir. Loptus.
No, that's a man, and Sane would absolutely never pray to a man.
That's true. He would more logically play to Saint Elamine, though. But the patron saint of Mario Kart.
True.
Yes, I have heard that meme. Sir, I am not so noble as to be called lady, and we are in the midst of battle.
But all the more reason. I know so little about you, my comrade in arms. If we are to emerge victorious, then we must understand each other completely.
Are all the Knights of Kalen like you?
I mean, no, there's Wallace.
And there's Kent.
Yeah, but there's Wallace.
That's true.
Of course. What say you, Lady Isadora? After this, we should retire to my tent for...
That not finishing that sentence is what kept this game from a T rating.
I mean, it's okay. Harkin is just standing right behind him with a hand axe.
That's true. Well, no, that's true. I forgot about that. That is quite an offer, Sir Knight, but perhaps you could help me with my training instead.
Your training?
Yes, she needs to raise her lance rank.
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, unless you've really babied or not babied, but unless you've really fed Sane a lot, Isadora's probably just going to be stronger.
I've heard the opposite. I've heard that Sane is like just a better unit.
He is, but you have to use him. Basically a level 15 Kent or Sane is probably a little bit better than a level 1 Isadora. Like a level 15 promoted Kent or Sane is, I think, roughly on par with Isadora. Isadora, yeah. So that they're not inferior. They're definitely if you use them, they're going to be better units, but you do have to use them and invest the resources and use a Night Crest.
That's true.
And it's just they're competing for that resource with Oswin, Lowen, and the other Cav.
That's true.
Whereas Isadora isn't.
Yeah,
so
although
but if Sane was the Cavalier you were using, then yeah, he'd probably be better than Isadora.
Yeah, although Isadora does have. Let me just check something quickly. Compared to Sane, I'm just doing a quick Veil bot.
Her main weakness is her HP, which is quite low.
Her HP is pretty low to start. Her strength is a pretty low growth.
It's also what are your Christmas calves start so low that they're again. It does take them a bit to get there.
Okay, give me a sec. Kent has better skill and speed growth and better defensive growth.
It's not about growth; it's about their stats.
No, I know. I'm just comparing them. Just let me check.
I mean, the growth units are going to be better growth wise.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, you're right. Anyways, moving on. Training.
But Lady Isadora, we could have so much more fun if we didn't finish our sentences.
Could we meet instead with lances on horseback? If you can make one blow with the lance, I will agree to meet you again. How does that sound?
That is a training I could truly relish. Wait for me, Lady Isadora.
Didn't mean to hit that again, but you got it.
I'm a very fast reader. Lady Isadora.
Oh, it's you again. I thought I had won our little wager.
Well, yes, I suppose you did, but I would like a rematch. This time, I will not lose.
I see. Well, you look serious enough. I was beginning to think these Knights of Kalen were no more than armor stuffed with straw. Forgive me. I applaud your spirit.
So you accept?
I do. We will meet with lances tonight, after the battle. I do not know if the outcome will change, but I will gladly bring to bear all my skill when I meet you on the field. Okay, that's short.
Did what need to do.
Sir Sane, you still live, I see.
Ah, Dame Isadora. Of course I do. It's all thanks to the lance arts of foray that you taught me.
Oh, that was nothing. I have learned much more from you. Do you still find value in me as a sparring partner?
But of course! You've taught me so much! Kalen and Foray have such different approaches to the lance.
I'm just noticing the single, or maybe 2 pixels of her earring. It's quite
she has
funny.
an earring.
I know, but it's just it's that one little pixel. It's cute. I like it.
I mean, they can only do so much.
I know.
Although it is impressive how detailed they get with what they can do. You can also see she has a circlet on her head.
Yeah, I can see that she's got kind of a bit of a... I can see her I don't want to say underbite, but the dip, the pixel for her lip kind of communicates. I think
I think
it's
that's
a
supposed to
smile.
be glossy. I think that's supposed to be that she's
Yeah,
wearing
it's.
lipstick and it's
I think
glossy.
I think it's supposed like the single pixel of whiteness in the red. You see it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think that's supposed to be that it's reflective, so it's
Yeah. No,
glossy.
I agree with you, but that's a good detail. Yes, it is as you say. In fact, we should gather all good knights of Kalen and Foray for a single jousting tournament.
Brilliant, Dane Knight. All knights of Lycia would profit from such a chance to experience each other's styles.
Let me see if this will help. Sorry, turning you down slightly, seeing if that helps a little. Go, okay,
Put a
next up.
limiter on it in OBS.
There is a
Like,
limiter on it. There is a limiter on it.
Hmm.
Okay, no, I don't think, just so... Yes, I think you are right.
Ah, no.
Okay, that didn't help at all, so never mind.
Be really weird. I just realized that I cannot hear the game volume at all in the stream.
It's muted.
Oh, right. We muted it. Oh, I guess that doesn't matter now, but we did mute it. You don't need to unmute it. I just forgot. I kind of assumed you had.
I haven't. It is still muted. Anyways.
We should meet to plan the details of the tournament. Leave the time and the place to me. And, Dame Isadora, what type of cuisine do you fancy? I know a pub in Kalen with the finest ales.
Sir Sane, you are reverting to your former self.
I mean, you do have to meet to plan the tournament at some point.
That's true. So you wanted to see Fiora's as well?
Oh, not real. I mean, we could. I don't find the Pegasus Knights particularly interesting in this game. Like, they have some okay supports amongst themselves, but otherwise, like, it's not that interesting.
Okay, let's see. I want to see some of Wrath. So, let me just put...
Oh, God.
Wow, he's got nothing. Okay.
Those supports they're okay. I don't think they're great.
Okay, let me just check. So we did Kent, Sarah, Luis, and Isadora. I'd like to do some of Kent's. I know they don't go to A, but I'd like to see them. I'd like to see Urk and Canas.
Pent and Urk is good. Luis and Urk is really good too, actually.
Okay.
Canas, I don't know about. Oh, I guess we could have just looked at the Luis supports here, huh?
What do you mean?
I mean, you can see his supports with Luis here. I bet those are the conversations.
Oh, yeah. Well, we already heard them, so...
Right, no, I know. I'm just saying we could have done this instead of loading things.
Yeah,
but yes.
Whoops.
Pet Hawkeye, I think, is mostly just about the Arc Sage. I don't remember being.
We've already seen that.
Yeah,
I saw that with Axor.
And I honestly have no idea what Pent Fiora is about, like none whatsoever. But the Urk one is really good, and that. Okay.
Sorry. Did I go too fast?
No, it's fine. Do what you want to do.
I did Pent. So when I was with Axor, but if you want to be Pent, I can be.
Nope. Don't care.
Then I'll be Pent.
All right. Lord Penn.
Urk, what are you doing here?
While protecting Lady Priscilla of House Carillon, I encountered many unusual circumstances that brought me to join Lord Elliewood on his journey from Laos.
Is that so? Then you have endured much.
Hardly, Master. And so, do you fight with this army as well?
Of course. Nurgle is as powerful a sorcerer as my own teacher. I'm sure I offer little assistance on my own, but don't you dare say that, Pent. I do try to do what I can.
How could you say that? Lord Pent, they could have no stronger ally than you. I mean, honestly, like, he's up there. Like, the only, like, there's Athos, There's Marcus. There's maybe Harkin, honestly, as a pre-promote. Jafar in specific circumstances, but like, yeah, no, Penn's up there.
Yeah. Or like Raven once he gets raised enough. Raven and Heath once they get
Well,
raised.
yeah, I'm just counting non-growth units because growth units require, like, anything that requires investment is hard to catch up because you have to A, catch up to Penn, and B, require resources. So they can
That's
definitely
true.
be better. Like, Raven could be a better unit. One of the Christmas calves could probably be better.
That's true.
But it does take a lot of work.
Oh boy, I have to protect this defenseless mage in the middle of this desert. This has got to be the worst map in... Oh, everyone's dead.
Yeah. Rip Gaiden chapter, though. It is an honor for any of them to fight by your side.
Well, Urk, about Nurgle, you must tell me everything you have heard, no matter how trivial.
Of course.
Okay. Urk, get a hold of yourself.
Ah.
You are using too much magic. This is not good. It requires a severe remedy, but I have no choice. Nope.
Mr. Penn?
So you are with us, Urk. Can you move? Do you feel numbness anywhere?
No, I feel fine, Master.
Oh, very good then.
Ah, Master. You have given me half of your magic, haven't you? You can do that? How could I have made you do such a thing? In the midst of battle!
Urk, you really do bring my ire. How could I do such a thing? Why, using all the magic in your body, don't you know that you could have killed yourself?
Forgive me. I thought I would cast one more spell before I rested.
Okay, buddy, I know you're an evocation wizard, I know you have overchannel, but that necrotic damage adds up. It adds up,
It's
man.
also just like, the Elevate magic... Elevate is really funny because light magic and dark magic are actually really well developed, and Anima's kind of just an afterthought where it's like, yeah, I guess it's there. Like, Sarah talks about light magic in a couple of her supports. Obviously, dark magic is heavily covered and important to the plot, and anima magic is like...
I mean, anima magic is like specified as like book reading. Like you read books and you do chants.
I don't think it's ever mentioned, though.
Yes, it is. The Nino support, Nino supporter too.
Yeah, but
goes into
Nino
that.
can't read.
No, but the Urk and Nino support discusses she memorized anima magic by listening to Sonya cast it. And that's how she knows all her spells. Urk reads from spell books for his spells.
I do like that Nino can't read is canonical. It is amusing.
Yes. But they do actually explain it.
Yeah.
Also, hi Saigon Man. It's not as important as dark magic and maybe not as in depth as light magic, but they do explain it and they do put some attention to it. The Kanas Nino support also goes into it quite a bit.
Oh, speaking of good supports, I do have one in mind. Actually, it is another Sarah support, but it's with
That's
a character
fine.
you like as well.
That's fine.
But then all those enemy units appeared. Ambush reinforcements in this game. I used more magic than anticipated.
Did I not teach you that the accomplished mage has mastery of his own resources in addition to mastery of the spell?
Yeah, but the problem is I didn't have the resources of the army, so I didn't have a guiding ring, which I kind of needed. Yes, Master.
Reflect upon that, Urk. Now, back to battle.
But, Master, I truly am sorry.
Don't make that face. Everyone makes mistakes. Just don't make the same one twice. Understand? Got it?
Yes.
Alright, good. Okay, can I do Kanos Pen?
Sure. Yeah, and I'd also do Urk Luis is really good.
Can you be Kanos? I am
Sure.
Pen.
I wonder where it went. If I dropped it, it should be around here. He has a monocle. I just really want to make him British.
Yeah, well, you do it.
For the good of us all, I think that's unwise.
Yeah, that's fair.
I must make him sound erudite, though. Excuse me, that book.
Oh, is this yours? It looked interesting, so I started reading it. I'm sorry to have kept it from you.
No, that's perfectly fine. I just didn't know you had an interest in ancient magic.
My dude, his teacher is the ancientest mage in the
No, but
continent.
okay, I mean, Athos does know dark magic, but Pent does not know dark magic.
That's true. That's true.
You look more like one who specializes in the magics of nature.
Yeah, see, again, they're talking about the nature of anima magic. As
Right,
nature magic.
well, no, they're talking about anima, but it's funny that he can sense it.
Yeah, and then Nino also talks about, like, how it's, like, communing with spirits as well, spirits of nature. But, okay, anyways. Very perceptive.
I do have a monocle that helps my vision. Gives me +1 to wisdom. Oh, well, my knowledge is but a candle to your mastery's blaze. Are you not Lord Pent, the Mage General of Etruria?
That is correct.
Wow! Goodness in the flesh? Well, my wife will not believe this. My unnamed wife, who has absolutely no name and will never show up ever, and then dies.
I'm sorry, but who are you?
Oh, I am Kanas. I have only just become a shaman.
And your wife is a magic user?
Yes. Why, she just thinks you are the bee's knees.
What an interesting pairing. I had heard there was a scholar of ancient magic who had married a magic user just to learn more about his field.
I guess that's true. I am still just a scholar at heart. That is my, true calling.
You went from scholar to shaman? Quite an interesting history. You really
Look,
must
my
tell
mom's
me.
really got some high standards, okay?
Yeah. You really must tell me about that sometime.
Well, you see, it all started.
I was
At that time is now.
I was talking with Axer when we were seeing the Canas Nino support about how the Hugh Nime support talks about how I let Canas marry that anima magic user, but only because I was sure that you would turn out to be a dark magic user, sort of.
Yeah. I mean,
Anyway.
yeah, Nime.
Canas!
Why are we on Pegasus Knights?
Why are we in the area?
Afternoon, Lord Pent.
Here's the book I borrowed. It was truly fascinating.
I'm glad it pleased you.
I have collected a great number of books on elder magic, and I thought I had read them all. But to find one of such high quality that I did not know of?
I do believe this is the last surviving copy of this book. As I told you before, knowledge of the ancient magics has been passed down in our family for generations. Even this book was to be passed to one of my 3 brothers.
And all 3 are now dead? Good lord, man. Good lord?
Lord,
Which
man.
lord? Which lord are we referring to?
Well,
I thought
neither
we
of them,
worship...
because I mean, he's got to be a good lord, but he's not a great lord, so it's definitely not Hector. And if he's only a good lord, like probably Eliwood. He's like good, but he's not great, you know.
Yeah, okay, fine. But I am also wondering, like, who is the lord in this context? I'm pretty sure the religion of the continent is mostly the St. Elamine's church. And
I mean, Elamine is really it's probably Elamine.
So, but why
Plus,
lord?
they're from Etruria, and Elamine is Etrurian, so they're probably the most religious country.
Yeah, but why? Who is the good lord here? There's not like a male religious, messiah figure in the same.
I mean, it could be gender neutral, but also there's probably Elamine herself had to pray to some god, right? Like, how did Oriola come to be? So it's probably Naga.
Anyways,
it's actually Fae because there's only one divine dragon, so it's Fae by default.
Also, hi Saigon Man. I'm sorry I didn't say that earlier. And all 3 are now dead. Good lord, man. You must be...
No, they are alive. I mean, kinda, but barely. They merely subsist. As you know, elder magic is based on the forces of darkness. It is even more powerful than nature magic, which is often called anima. But to use this magic, you must invite the dark forces within you. The temptation to submit to the darkness is great. Unfortunately, the darkness took my brothers, and I'm taking them back. They live and breathe, their eyes open and close, but they do not move, and they do not speak.
Hmm.
There is no guarantee that I will not join them. No, there is. It's called FE6.
Well,
Truthfully, it scares me.
I mean, you're not going to join them, but you are going to get killed in a random ass snowstorm.
I mean, yes, that was the joke.
Oh, true.
However, I must see the other side. My curiosity pushes me ever deeper. It will be my undoing. No, it won't.
This is the course of knowledge. I am the same way.
I knew you would understand. If it pleases you, keep that book.
I cannot do that. It is an important part of your family history.
Nah, it's fine. Mom will just write another. Yes, but it was written by my mother. If I ask her, she will write it again.
Unbelievable. Are you telling me that this book was written by someone still alive? Your mother, how could...
Her name is Nime. She is an odd character.
Yeah, she's odd in that she's the only playable old woman in the series.
I mean, dragons. But yeah. She is known to some as the Mountain Hermit.
Knos, you are the son of Nime?
You know of her? Yeah, Bishop Yoda won't shut up about her.
Every mage knows of Nime the Hermit. So you are the Hermit's child. That is... remarkable.
What is the matter?
You must excuse me. My lady life, Louise, will never believe this.
Yeah, because Yoda won't shut up about her.
Yeah.
That would actually be really funny if that's the reason why Nime is so well known in Etruria, is just Yoda will not shut up about Nime.
Nice.
Should we do Luis?
I do want to see what this is. I'm curious.
Sure. Go ahead. Do you want me to be Fiora, I guess?
Sure. Well, do you want to be Pent and I'll be Fiora?
I don't really care, honestly.
Okay, can I keep being
Pent?
Pent?
So, yeah, sure. Lord Pent, please, forgive me for taking so long to report. The mission you entrusted to me...
Fiora?
Forgive us, my lord. We were not strong enough. We were ambushed on the Dread Isle, and the mission ended in failure. So yeah, just the background of that is Fiora does show up on Dread Isle, as you remember.
I remember.
With her squad decimated, and obviously as a mercenary troop of Ilian Pegasus Knights, she had been hired by someone, so this clears that up. She apparently was hired by Pent.
Yeah, I kind of...
Also, something interesting to note is that there are 3 Pegasus Knights in FE6 and FE7. In FE6, you get one very early on as a mercenary troop who joins you. Same in FE7, you get Florina pretty early on. And in FE7, you also get one in the middle of a map. Now, the interesting thing about that is the one that joins you in the middle of the map in both games is tied to the Etrurian army. So I don't know if that's a callback at all or if it's just a coincidence, but it is funny to know that the second Pegasus Knight who joins in both FE6 and FE7 is tied to the Etrurians. Also specifically to Pent.
Is it?
So in this case, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, no, because it's the... Go ahead.
It's Klein, yeah.
Yeah, it's Thea and Klein, who is Pent's son. Alright, I get it.
So, in both cases, there's a clear relation to Pent, which may or may not be deliberate. It's hard to say.
Anyways.
But Lord Eliwood did lend his aid. And we were able to... Who's we? It's just you. Everyone's dead. And we were able to gain some information. Allow me to give you the details.
Fiora, please. Don't worry about that for now. It is I who should apologize.
What for?
I understand you lost companions on Valor. It is my fault. I should have provided better information. I had no idea there was such danger.
No, my lord. It was my carelessness that invited danger. My own. There is no reason for you to feel responsible.
But...
I take full responsibility for the failure of my mission. And now, if you will excuse me.
Fiora, may we speak a moment?
My Lord Pent, what are you doing here? Please, do not concern yourself with me. You should be by your wife's side.
Take this.
It's a jewel.
I know it is not much, but we travel lightly these days, and it is all I could find.
Pent just casually handing over a white jewel. It's worth like 10k gold.
Yeah. It is a token of my appreciation for you and your compatriots. Please accept it.
If it is a matter of payment, I have already been...
Sell it. Take the gold it brings you and give it to the families of your fallen friends. It is no compensation for their loss, but...
Lord Pent, you are too kind. The other nobles think of us as pawns in their game. No one concerns himself with the death of a pawn. And that is to be expected. We are, after all, mercenaries.
Fiora.
But, Lord Pent, we are grateful for your kindness. You have always treated us as equals. Even those who fell on Dread Isle were proud to have served you. As am I. So please, Lord Pent, please rely on our lances. Let us fight for you. This is the wish of the Knights of Ilia.
Okay.
I mean, again, they're like mostly dead, so I don't know what the plan is.
Okay, so what was the one you specifically wanted to show me?
There's two. Urk Luis is really good. Urk is up there.
No, I know I'm looking for Luis.
I have no idea where she is. There she is. She's also up next to Urk, above Pent.
Hey, Urk Luis and... Well, let's do this first.
Yeah.
What was the other... Well, tell me the other after this. So,
yeah.
I'll be Luis and you'll be Urk.
Sure. Lady Luis.
My, Urk. Urk, is that really you?
Yes, forgive me. It has been a long time.
Oh, I am overcome. How wonderful. You had only just returned from a long training sabbatical, and then you left immediately on another journey. Why, I've missed you so.
Forgive me, but I had an evil premonition. A dark star rises and burns.
You mean that business with Lord Pent? I understand. But couldn't you have just stayed a little while? Oh, I'm just so happy to see you. So you are fighting alongside this bunch, are you?
Yes.
Then we shall be together. I will ask Lord Eliwood to place us near each other in the coming battle.
Oh, Lady... Always so sweet and childlike.
Okay.
Not really, but okay.
Oh, Urk.
Hello, Lady Luis.
When this battle ends, why don't we return to Castle Wrigley together? Is it supposed to be Wrigley?
Who knows?
I've even renovated your room. Since I know how you like to study, I've lined the walls with bookcases. And the sunlight there is quite good. I'm sure you will like it.
Thank you.
She's basically a mom, isn't she?
Well, Pent and Louise did raise Urk. So
That's
it's
true.
not like... Pent is his master, but I
Also
think he taught him from a very young age. Like, I think Urk was really young.
Fair.
I don't remember where they mentioned that or if Urk mentions it, but yeah, they basically, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
And you seem to have grown a few inches. So we'll have to order a new wardrobe for you. I think I have a few bolts of cloth that would really bring out the color of your hair.
Don't...
Everything got cut off except for the last syllable there.
That's really weird then. Is the limiter on too high?
You mean too high or too low?
No, I mean too high. If you're limiting too much, it means sound won't get through.
Sound won't get through, you mean?
Right. Yes, that is what I said.
Okay, I'm gonna try a higher limiter then. Go ahead.
Lady Louise, don't...
What is it, dear?
I must thank you for your kindness, but certainly I do not merit you going through all that trouble.
Oh, Urk, why must you always do that?
Do what?
3 years ago, yes, on a snowy night, Lord Pent brought you home and said, "This is my student." You were only 12. You had such deep purple eyes, sparkling with intelligence.
Louise, now is really not the time for such old memories.
Shh. Listen. Lord Pent had only just become a mage general then, and he was hardly ever home in the castle. I was so happy to have such a cute young student around, but that student shut himself away in his room all the time, just reading his books. He didn't eat, he hardly slept, and soon he collapsed.
I remember.
That's right. You never let anyone do nice things for you, and then you just fall apart. But I realized as I nursed you back to health, you thought of us as total strangers. You always spurned those who try to help you most.
Oh, that's not true. I could never think of you or Lord Pent as strangers. But your love for me is so strong. Sometimes it scares me and I feel paralyzed.
Urk, loving another person gives you the greatest joy and energy. You are so precious to us. From the time we met, we have all lived as a family. Isn't that enough for you?
Yes, it is. You two are also precious to me.
Okay, that's cute. I like that.
So yeah, the supports I was going to suggest, I was going to suggest Sarah Lucius, but now I remember Sarah Urk is also really funny and also kind of goes along with the Luis one in its own sort of weird way.
Let me just check. So we just did let me just check quickly. So we just did Pent, Urk, cannot. So yeah, we just did Pent. And then did we do anything else for Luis? No.
We didn't.
And Hawkeye. I think no, I don't think I have done hers in Hawkeye.
No, I don't think so.
No, I did. I did do the Hawkeye one with Axor. Okay, and then you wanted to do Sarah.
Sarah, I think Sarah Urk and Lucius are both really good. Have we done Sarah Oswin? I think we did.
I think we did. I did that with
the Sarah Oswin ones.
I did that with Axor. I think we did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Lucius and Urk ones are both quite good.
Okay, so which one's funnier? We'll do that one in a second.
The Urk one is really only funny in the A support, whereas the Lucius one, I think it has more immediate funny payoff in the C support.
Okay, then let's do Lucius first.
All right. So, should we just reprise our roles? I'll be Sarah, you'll be Lucius?
Sure.
So, you're Lucius, right?
Yes, I am indeed, Sister Sarah.
Huh. This is the first time we've spoken. Do you know why?
Why? No, I do not.
I just made a policy not to make friends with girls.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Who are as adorable as I am. I don't need anyone else drawing attention away from me. So stay away from me, got it? Is that all sinking in?
Yes.
Oh, and I forgot one thing. You can't come near me, but I expect you to be fully back me up as your senior cleric, alright? We serve St. Elmine, right? I mean, we're the same. Well, you're much older, but you still need to follow the code.
Well, yes, of course. But...
What? Do you have some complaint
No complaints. It's just I'm...
Why do you have to be so horribly annoying?
Hold on a second.
Just tell me already.
I'm not a cleric. I'm a monk. So...
Monk?
Yes.
But to be a monk, don't you have to be a guy?
Yes. Yes, you do. Okay, maybe I'm making Lucius a little too earthy.
No, I think he's pretty. I mean, if he can talk and also still be mistaken for a girl, I think his voice is pretty dreamy. Was it some kind of dream? I refuse to believe that such a beautiful man could exist. God. And I would meet him. Oh, I feel dizzy.
I beg your pardon. Is now a bad time? Did you say something?
I said, oh.
Oh, okay. Well, it didn't get picked up, so I think that's the limiter again.
Well, I mean, I am trying to do a high-pitched voice for Sarah, so...
Okay, well... Alright.
And I'm not very good at it, so...
Okay, well, do that again. Say it again.
Oh!
Like, do it as you did before.
That was, like, closer to it, but...
Okay.
Oh!
Okay, yeah, that's picking up. I need to ask, did I do something to disturb you?
No, I mean, not at all.
Really? Oh, good. Because you got so quiet all of a sudden. I was worried.
Entrancing. What beautiful eyes.
You know, guys, it's a tough call, but I think Lucius is going to be my waifu. What, that's a guy?
The prophet came true. The
Yes,
prophecy
the
was
prophecy was
true.
Sister Sarah?
Sarah. He said my name. Oh, Elamine, preserve me. Even his voice is beautiful. Oh, what should I do? Oh, I know. I should pray. Saint Elamine, praise be your graces.
Alright, this is very funny.
The A support is... I think I know where it's going, and I think it's actually very good, too. Lord Lucius?
Yes, child. What is it?
Where you're, from?
I was born in Etruria.
I knew it! That gorgeous blonde hair. Where else would you be from?
Is it,
I mean, Bern, Zephyr, and Guinevere are both... Yeah, I was gonna say, Zephyr and Guinevere are both blonde.
Isn't Louise from Bern?
No, Louise is Etrurian. Queen Helene, though. So, I mean, that's why Zephyr and Guinevere are blonde, and especially that color is Queen Helene is from
I
Etruria.
thought that, Louise...
Oh, yeah, she's only Zephyr's. Yeah, she's only Zephyr's parents.
I thought Louise married into...
No.
Okay.
No, Luis married into Pence's family, but Luis was already a high-standing noble. I mean, marriages among that caste, as you know, historically, were between two high... Right, were between two high... So Luis married into it, but she didn't necessarily marry up. There's nothing to imply that she married up. She was a noblewoman... She was a noblewoman of Etruria in her own right.
Right,
just a really weird one who did archery.
I'm saying that, like, it's also very common for nobles to... Not very, but it also was common for nobles to marry each other from across...
that was Queen Helene. Well, yes, that was Queen Helene who moved, not Luis.
It's
the other way around.
She was from Etruria. Queen Helene was from Etruria.
Yes.
Okay, remember. Not all Etrurians have blonde hair.
Yeah, Pence has white hair, and Douglas has brown hair. The prince is blonde, though. Oh, it was just a guess. Don't take it so seriously. And what rank is your family at court? Barons? Viscounts, perhaps? Counts, even? Oh, if they were dukes, I would just die.
Sarah, I am a commoner.
What? No way!
My father was a soldier for hire. He died when I was 3.
Oh, then how did you live?
My mother died shortly after of a wasting sickness.
Hereditary.
When she breathed her last, they took me in at the orphanage, where I spent several years.
In an orphanage?
I'm sorry. I am certainly not what you expected at all. Sister Sarah? Why are you crying so?
No, you don't understand. I was raised in a convent.
Oh.
Like you. I grew up in a strange, sad place. I understand what it was like.
You are very kind. Sarah? Surely we two who have suffered so much were meant to meet. Destined by Saint Elamine. I am grateful to her for bringing you to my side.
Oh, Lucius, I too am grateful.
Alright, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Give me a second to check something and then we'll continue.
Sure.
Alright, Axor is going to join us now. That's what I was checking about, because he was going to join a bit ago, but his thing... Yeah, so we're just going to go into the group call.
Right.
Hello.
I honestly forgot I would have joined earlier because I was kind of not doing anything for like the game we were playing after a point.
Okay, well, that's fine. I just want you to know that this is probably the last support stream we're doing, at least with Emmett, before we start the Sacred Stones. So if there's any others you want to do, I know you like Emmett's Insight. I do too. He's wonderful. Say hi, Emmett.
What's up?
So what did you cover today?
Today...
Yeah, no, go ahead, Fume.
Today we have done Marcus, Sane, Pent, Luis, and we're wrapping up Sarah's now.
Oh, okay.
And then we've done several of each of those characters.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna go Urk.
Sarah.
Yes. Now Emmett's been doing both of these characters, so one of us should probably pick. Okay, you want to be Urk?
You need to see the lines.
Oh yeah, you got to stream again here.
Oh, whoops.
1 moment.
I'm also going to say, Axor, that Emmett's only got about another 20 minutes or so. So let's see what we can do.
Yeah, I got work tomorrow.
I have to get up really early because I'm driving all 3 hours to visit a grandmother.
Ironically, I could say the same. I only got like 20 minutes because I got work in the morning too.
Yeah, I mean, that's the nature of Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Oh, hi there, Urk.
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, hi there, Urk. You should be thanking me. I'm the one who got you into this outfit. In fact, you should be terribly grateful to me.
Oh, you did introduce me to Lord Elliowood. But that's about it, really. I owe you no special obligation.
Grateful thing I've ever heard.
First word of that got cut off.
Yeah, I also didn't fully pronounce it because I was, like, coughing. That's the most ungrateful thing I've ever heard. You know, Urk, I've been with them longer than you have. So you really should treat me like your superior.
As usual, you use entirely confounding logic. Doesn't Lord Elliowood decide such matters?
Well, he hasn't mentioned it yet, but I'm sure he would agree. After all, I am his close friend and Hector's fiancée.
Wait, what?
She's just making that up.
Well, I've heard enough. Talking to you is just a never-ending headache.
Hold your tongue, servant. You would speak thus to your lady and liege? Hey! Urk, wait up! Remind me that Urk actually is a Turian. Like, so remember Sarah's whole thing about a Turian nobility, and, like, that's her, like, what she aspires to? Urk actually is technically a Turian nobility. Like, I don't know how I don't know how it's conferred, but if he is, like, Pent's formal apprentice, Pent's title is insanely high, and Urk must have some sort of title.
I just image Urk complaining, it's like, you were a bodyguard to a girl one time, and she assumes we work for her everything.
Honestly, the Sarah Urk dynamic is just really funny in general.
Good.
I just image the complaints about that all the time.
Hi, Urk!
You again?
Oop.
What have you been doing? You're supposed to protect me, so hurry up and start protecting!
Why should I have to protect you?
Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that.
Oh.
Oh, hey, the background changes.
Yes, it's random.
So it is. That's how we ended up in the sky.
Yes, you missed it. The Pentkanos second support was just randomly in the sky. It was hilarious.
I waited this line. I have not been ordered to do so.
What are you talking about? My orders are good enough.
Look, I don't think you understand.
Well, someone would have ordered you to eventually, anyway. Both Lord Eliwood and Lord Hector are captivated by my charm. So, wait, wouldn't that make me this army's leader? Wow, I didn't even know I had that kind of power.
Ahem? You are a member of House Ostia, are you not? So why are you putting on such airs? In some ways, I actually envy you.
Oh, really? Well, it's always nice to receive compliments.
I really do envy you.
That's it? That's how it ends? Okay.
Envy you
Yeah, this one, though.
Your endless confidence. Sarah, can you please stop moving around so much? It's hard enough protecting you while you stand still.
What's the matter, Mr. Frumpy Face? Well, at least you've started taking my orders.
Look, it wasn't your order. I was actually instructed to guard you by someone in authority. And nothing else. Got it?
Oh, don't act like you don't love the chance to stay by my side. Come on, don't fight it.
Rubbish.
I knew it. My beauty should be a crime. Ah, but poor Urk. It must be hard to be you. Surely Eliwood and Hector despise you for getting the chance to be with me like this. They might send you to the front line to die, even.
I'm not too worried about that.
Now, what kind of an answer is that? He doesn't understand the power I have over men. I do have a ton of power over men, it's true.
I just image Urk just wanting to shake this little girl. Just shake her.
I mean, they're like the same age. Honestly, in this picture, it looks like Sarah might even be, like, taller.
I don't know. I think he's taller.
I think they're both pretty short, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Sarah is, like, malnourished, but that's a different story.
Anyways.
Now listen closely, and I'll explain from the beginning.
That's enough. Why do you pester me constantly? You hate me. What? You hate me, so why be around me?
Say that? I'm the only one here who understands your dark, secretive personality. You're likely to starve to death or get hurt and die if I don't look after you. I just stay by her side to make sure that doesn't happen.
It's the same with me. People find you so annoying. They probably won't look for you if you disappeared. So I say to you, make sure you don't.
Don't mean that.
No, it's no worse than what you said.
Okay.
Just bickering.
Yeah. I'm curious about what the Matthew and Farida ones for Sarah are, but if you
don't... did we not do the Matthew one? I feel we did. I guess not. I mean, we can. Anyway, as you can see why I like Sarah. She's one of those characters with more depth than you think, like in her Lucius and Hector supports, which is just interesting, and I do like the characters.
You missed the Lucius one, but it was fucking funny in a good way.
Well, the Lucius A support was more of the...
I think because Lucius is an actual priest, and then she's just kind of like a weird chicanery priest.
No, I mean, she's also an actual priest. They're all different. So the C support with Lucius is basically like her yelling at him and being high and mighty because she doesn't want another sister in the army, and Lucius is like, I'm a monk though, and she's like, you what now? The B support
is her basically swooning over him.
She's spacing out. Yeah, the C support is just, or the B support is just her doing that, and the A support is her. It is her doing, oh, you're from Etruria? Like, damn. And Lucia's like, yeah, but I'm a commoner, though. And then basically also reveals that he was born in an orphanage, and Sarah starts crying.
Yeah, that's...
Does he console her, or does she just start crying?
No, they both were brought together through the power of God.
Or Jesus,
I will say,
I think it's a bit closer equivalent.
I guess Saint Elamine.
Well, yeah, Saint Elamine is probably closer to Jesus than God.
I mean, same thing, technically speaking.
I guess the way to say this is that...
don't you dare bring that up to certain sects.
I've noticed the thing about Sarah is that she's, like, short-sighted, but also, like, stubborn as hell.
I mean, Sarah is an interesting character because in the GBA era, she's still very much in a tropey archetype. FE7's interesting because I feel it's very much still in the tropey archetype era of Fire Emblem where they heavily rely on tropes. But at the same time, every, like, few supports or so, there's a support that really breaks the mold and breaks out of it. For example, like the Hector Sarah one, where it's like you see this character in a new light. And they don't do that often, but it's there, which is kind of fascinating. Three Houses really does this a lot more and takes the tropes and is like completely breaks them in different ways, which is why I think the characters are really good. But FA7 does that more than it does it a surprising amount with a lot of its characters. So I do like it a lot for that. But anyway, now you can see why I like Sarah so much. She's just a funny character, and I do think she's better than Hilda. I think in a lot of cases, earlier games have like proto versions of characters, you know, the Horny Knight archetype, and obviously Sylvain is just a lot better than most of the others. But I really do think they made another pink twin tail character who's lazy, and they somehow just made it worse.
I like that. This is a dumb thing to say, but it's like she's just a funny little girl.
She is a funny little girl.
She's just a silly little girl. Silly little girl.
She's a silly little girl with crippling depression and very unhealthy coping mechanisms.
You know, the only other pink-haired twin-tail girl I know is just has Herculean strength, but gives no fucks because everyone else did it better than her.
So yeah. I'm a little confused. Can you talk about why you like Sarah so much? Just a little bit more.
I mean, so I like the Hectors. Basically, I like characters that subvert expectations, right? Like, that's why I like Sylvain. Sylvain, at first glance, is, oh, haha, funny, he's the horny archetype knight, like, whatever. But then he has that really deep conversation with, like, Byleth and Mercedes, and you're like, oh, he actually is suffering a really deep inferiority complex. Like, that's not healthy, and it really subverts your expectation of both the character and the archetype.
Sarah is kind of the same. On the story?
Yeah, there's stuff with his family, too. Sarah is kind of the same, where at first, like, all of her appearances with Urk in the story, her appearance with, like, Oswin and Matthew in, like, Chapter 2 of Hector mode, most of her beginnings of, like, all of her C supports, basically, is like, okay, this girl is just kind of bratty and annoying, and, like, you don't like her much. Like, you don't, like, she's not inherently likable. She's funny, but she's not likable. But then you get to, like, the A support with Hector, the A support with Lucius, and you're like, oh. And the A support with Hector is especially interesting because it basically... like, it's Sarah bullshitting about being Etruria, and she's clinging to that, and you can see, like, especially if you've played FE6, which Japanese players would have, and they know Clarine, Sarah pretty much acts like Clarine. But unlike Clarine, who grew up in an environment where she might have learned that because she was in the Etrurian court, Sarah is basically just making shit up to her best guess as to what an Etrurian would act like. And she's doing it because she can't face, like, Sarah can't face reality, fundamentally. It's too much for her as a child to do. And so she's woven this lie, and it's unclear how much she believes that. She's kind of clinging to this lie to the point where she might not even be able to separate herself from it at this point. Yeah. So it's just a tragic character that I find really interesting and compelling, and also subverts your initial expectation of the character, which is why I like them. It's not perfect, because again, FE6 or FE7 only has so much they can do with characters, given the way the supports and the story work, but it's better than you would think, again, on the introduction of the character. And I really like characters that make me change their opinion of them. I find that really cool because it's really hard to do. Once a character has made a first impression, it's really hard to change that. And so for a character that can do that, and Sarah did for me, I respect that a lot because I think it's really good writing.
Yeah, very true and very fair. Is there anything else we wanted to pressingly see? I had some interest in Sarah Matthew, but I don't want to force it if there's something else that you have in mind, Evan.
I mean, I like both characters, so I'm happy to do them both. I don't have a lot in mind.
Axor, is there something you're hankering for?
We could do the other... Have we done the other Ninian ones? Ninian is just interesting, too.
I think we did all the Knos ones, right?
We did almost all the Knos ones. We haven't done Ninian Florina. I think we did Ninian Hawkeye C and not... Let me check.
We might have gotten that one in-game.
We got the C one in-game.
Right.
I think I did... Let me just check something quickly.
We did all the Renault ones.
My computer decided to turn my camera on, but it didn't matter because I have it off on my computer. So, haha, Discord, you lose again.
Yeah, okay, so we did do the Ninian Hawkeye full support. I remember seeing that dialogue. So, let's do Sarah Matthew first.
Alright, I guess I'll continue to be Sarah.
I'll do Matthew.
Oh, okay.
I'll continue to be Matthew.
La 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 la.
I'm remembering the Matthew Jafar one. That was so good. Hey.
Oh, it's Matthew.
It's like walking in the hall.
Matthew! What? What is it? What's wrong? It's just... Matthew, are you daft? I am going to tell Hector you said that.
Stripes, what is wrong with you?
Hey, where are you going? Come on. Over here, over here. Lord Hector said you had to stay by my side, no matter what, right? I am a sweet, helpless little cleric. You have to protect me. Hector actually did say that in chapter 2, where he's like, come on, Oswald, we're going. Matthew, stay back and protect Sarah. And Matthew's like, what now?
I just imagine Matthew giving a light to here, protect yourself. It's I'm not a thief. Don't I don't protect you.
So yeah, this conversation actually is based on an event that happened in the story.
Protect you, but I'm a thief. I don't get into brawls.
Fine, I can heal you if you get hurt. So come on, don't be shy. Right over here.
You know, I've been wondering about this for a while. But are you really one of Elamine's clerics? Are you sure you're not actually the follower of some dark evil god?
That was very, very mean, Matthew.
Not just very, very mean, very, very, very mean.
Are you trying to hurt my tender feelings?
You have those? Tender. Right.
Yeah, like a steak.
Let's get going.
That didn't register if you said anything.
It's hard to do a breathy scream that isn't going to peak.
Fair.
Ah! Staying alive. Anyway, All this time in the sun is doing terrible things to my skin. Lord Hector needs to take better care of his vassals.
Come on, let's keep moving.
Hey, Matthew!
I do the little up and down of the sprite that Sarah does is actually kind of cute. I don't know why.
I just image Matthew could pick up Sarah and throw her. I just image this.
He probably can. His constitution stat's high enough to rescue her, I bet.
Fucking fireman carry her and toss her into a bush. Sit there.
Yeah. You already read this, right?
I did. Wouldn't it be great if we had our own vassals?
Who needs them? You don't need partners to swipe treasure and unlock doors. And too many people means too many footfalls.
But our own vassals!
Oh, please, not again. And what exactly would you have your vassals do?
Is there a way for me to make it that like it stops trying to like cut off if you get too high volume wise? I have your limit off. Like
I don't know. I'm also trying not to be too loud in general because my roommate's back. So
it's fine.
Well, first of all, they would have to call me Lady Sarah and bring me cold, refreshing drinks and massage my feet and shoulders every day. I would also require their absolute submission to my every whim, of course. I don't need much, just a faithful servant who would slave away from me until death.
Oh, is that all? Well then.
I wonder if someone has misplaced his vassals recently. Maybe they're just lying around here somewhere.
I'm pretty sure she's just talking about Matthew because he's technically a vassal of Uther.
No, I think she's actually just completely bonkers.
Oh.
I think she's just boozing. Not bloody likely.
Nice.
Is Matthew like slightly?
I know you. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just doing the support.
Okay.
But what were you gonna say?
Go ahead. Go. No, I don't remember.
All right.
Like Matthew, like a slightly British.
Oh yeah, Axor.
Like Matthew, like meant to be British. Like
no.
Why is no?
No.
Because it's.
Not
honestly, who knows who translated this game? And also, like, it's more just also appropriate swear words are like you're either making something up like FE4 is translated dastard or whatever, or you're doing like word. I mean it is, but it's not particularly common. So I mean you're either doing something like that or you're using like bloody is a pretty like that'll get past censors, right? Like I think Matthew can't just bust out and be like, it's not fucking likely. Like, you can't drop an F-bomb in a game for kids.
He might say, he could... I might have him say, like, it's not darned likely or something like that. But, if you say that...
It's not freaking likely.
Even damned is probably worse than bloody. Like, bloody is pretty innocuous, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, it's too bad for Yu-Gi-Oh, but that's...
We don't... Yeah, I mean, I'll do it.
Anyways, so you already said that?
I did.
Emmett? Okay.
I did. You'll never believe how mean Lord Hector was to me.
Blimey, what now?
Maybe he is British.
That is British.
Crikey, what now?
That's Australia, not British. That's even worse.
Well, it's like the British if they conquered an island and then left some people there.
They didn't do either of those things, and it's also not an island, but yeah.
Australia? I mean, it's like a continent-sized island. It's a continent-sized island.
Yes.
But like a small continent.
Yeah, anyways, it's the size of the United. It's like I'm pretty sure it's larger. The size of the United States. It's not that small.
Yeah, but the United States is not an entire continent. The United States.
I said the line. Let's keep going.
Part of one. I said to him, "Give me some vassals," and you know what he said back to me? Can you guess? Can you? Nothing. He ignored me. Can you believe it?
You did the right choice. And you are so very, very difficult to ignore.
Right? You're seriously the only person who could understand how much hurt I am feeling right now.
I just imagine Matthew's like sitting on a ledge with his like face like resting in his hand right now. Just like, I'm not sure anyone can understand.
Why is Hector always so mean to us? Well, maybe it's because you badger him and Matthew just puts his stuff in his bag. I mean, you're always putting our life on the line for him.
That's true.
I mean, honestly, Hector, if these are his vassals, Hector's right. He's got some pretty bad vassals.
I mean, he's Oswin.
But he also has Oswin, though. So
Oswin's not his vassal. Oswin is a knight that Lord Uther was like, okay, Oswin, just follow Hector, please. Oswin does not swear loyalty to Hector for quite some time.
That's true.
Fair.
Anyway, go ahead.
I hate to admit it, but you might have a point there. I have approached him many times with my own request. Only be turned away.
Yeah, see? So, what did you ask for, Matthew? Vassals? Rank? Promotion? Jewels?
I told him there was an unwanted distraction. That it was making it difficult for me to work. That he should let me do things my own way. That I should be free from this distraction.
Yeah. I totally know what you mean, Matthew.
You don't. You don't at all.
Lord Hector just doesn't understand our needs. We should go complain to him together.
Man, are you ever thick?
Honestly, come along, Matthew. He'll be left behind if you dawdle so.
She's not bad looking. If only she just shut up.
Matthew!
Yeah, come along, I know. Save me, Elamine.
Nice.
I do think, of the lore, Lynn doesn't exactly have vassals, but she does, she does kind of have Kent and Sane, who
she has attendants.
Are the roles,
Florina.
Florina is a higher mercenary. Florina's her friend, but I wouldn't say she's a vassal. Kent and Sane are pretty much they're her vassal knights. They're knights under her direct command. Yeah. Eliwood is weird. Lowen is definitely a young knight, a squire under his direct command. Marcus also just sort of is around, but definitely not a vassal. Marcus is a senior.
I think he isn't a vassal. He just has knights that are sworn loyalty to him.
Yeah, but they're also not really under. Lowen is probably under his direct command. Marcus isn't. At least until Albert's death is confirmed and Eliwood becomes the Marcus Foray. Marcus is probably under Albert's command. He's been commanded to protect Eliwood. That's true,
but he still takes.
But he's definitely not under.
He still takes orders from Eliwood.
Right, but he's definitely not under Eliwood's direct command. He's got he's like Oswin. He's got underlying orders from his liege. And then, of course, Eliwood also has Bartre and Dorcas, who he hires, I think, at the beginning of Eliwood mode, which we didn't see because we played Hector mode. And Rebecca also just shows up out of nowhere, but none of them are vassals. So, yeah, Eliwood is no vassals.
Man, why are all the thief supports have been pretty good?
That's because the thieves are really good characters in this game. But yeah, I honestly, I think this is all I can do because it is getting late and I do.
Okay,
so I guess to wrap up everything, I have one question for you.
Okay, first.
Yeah, we can chat for a bit. I just don't want to do some more support.
Axor, you and I can do some supports even after we start Sacred Stones. I just don't think Emmett is going to be.
Oh, that's fine. I think we're pretty good. I just wanted to ask whether you out of all the streams we've done, which ones are you if you have to name 2 or 3 favorites, what were them? Because I have an answer I could say.
Yeah, go ahead. If you guys want to go first, I can talk about mine after.
Do you want to go, Axor, or do you want me to go?
No, you go. I'll go second.
So I would say I'm just going through the list of the ones that we have. I would say Renault probably had the highest quality overall. Well, no, that's not true. I
would say Legault or Jafar for me for quality.
I would say if I need to choose a character overall, I would say Legault or Renault. Mm-hmm. One of those two. And I would say Jafar or Harkin is third. If I have to choose a specific line, I would say Renault and Lucius or Canas.
They're pretty good.
Renault and Lucius or Canas. Harkin and Isadora I liked a lot.
They're really good.
Legault and oh god, where was the I forgot.
What was it, No,
Legault and Nino was good, but Legault and Matthew I liked a lot, and Legault and Jafar as well.
Legault Isadora was really good too.
I mean, I liked all of Legault's. I liked all.
Yeah.
They're all pretty
the
good.
Heath one was pretty fruity in a nice way.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
I'd say my favorite overall character in support wise, in terms of like just quality of their supports overall, is probably Renault, and then Legault, and then Jafar, and then another really really strong one is Wallace Lynn. That's a
a great one.
Actually. That was a really good one. Wallace is good. We didn't look at a lot of his supports, but all of his are funny. Did you guys look at Wallace Vita?
We did. Yes. We did.
Yeah, Wallace Vita is really good.
We looked at a fair few Wallace supports. We just didn't look at them like while selecting Wallace from the list. Like we saw Wallace Land, Wallace Renault, and Wallace Vita, which
so we did a lot of Vitas, though a lot of them weren't that great because Vita's kind of actually just a prickly person.
She's just
Vita's an ass. But like the Vita Wallace one was really funny.
Canas Nino is really good. I
love that one where he teaches her to read, right?
Yeah,
that Nino her.
He also adopts her as his niece.
Right. I couldn't remember if that was I don't remember which one teaches her to read. It might have been. I know Urk's Nino is good
mentions it a bit. Urk discusses that. He doesn't explicitly do it, whereas Canas does. But that comes up.
Yeah.
I would say I tend not to be the person who just like ranks certain characters higher than others, or like support chains higher than others. But my favorites are probably Renault, Lucius, or Renault, Canas, and to an extent Renault Wallace, Legault, Isadora, Jafar, and Matthew. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. It is 11 o'clock. Legault. Sorry?
Nothing.
Legault and I've lost my train of thought, but I already said the ones I like. So you go.
Well, for me, it was just I wanted to say some of my favorites was like I'm trying to remember the exact Canas ones, but like Canasito was one of my favorites. I liked a lot of Canasa stuff because I liked Canasa stuff. Honestly, my favorite ones were actually Matthew's.
He's a good character.
I still think some of my favorites still is just actually Jafar Matthew, because that like
you did like the direction that took.
It's the most animated one because it's like I forget that it actually has actual fighting in it, but like in a way where it's like oh shit, it's happening. Mm-hmm. Like it's the most like escalation in one I've ever seen. It pulls it off very well. I also like Target Isadora because it just kind of turns out like oh this is a tragic romance. Oh okay. Mm-hmm. It just sidelines you of the tragedy of it.
Yeah, but it's not as tragic as like most of Priscilla's paired endings. Priscilla's notorious for having like all of the paired endings are like, but they couldn't be together because Priscilla was a noble and whoever she was romantic was not.
Raven literally swore off woman because of her.
Well, I mean, Raven is we don't talk about that one, but like Guy, for example, I think the only one she can marry is Urk because Urk is like Pent's student.
He's an honorary noble.
Basically. Also, like, Pent is the mage general. Pent does what Pent wants.
Alright, and what
the man literally spends the game on a honeymoon.
Oh my god, it's true.
It's just a very combative honeymoon. They fight dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who spends their game on the honeymoon?
Pent and Luis.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so for me, I do remember. For me, my favorites are probably the ones that are most memorable. Because like if I remember them, that must mean I liked them, right? Like that's kind of my logic. So I mean, I do remember the funny ones. Like I remember Priscilla Raven and stuff like that. But like those aren't my favorite. I would say the Legault Black Fang ones are really good. So Legault Nino and Legault Jafar are really good. I really like those. As I've mentioned several times, I like Sarah Hector a lot. I don't think it's my favorite. even though I really like the character and I like what the support does for the character. But it's more just like there's a lot of good information there, and I like it because of the information. But I don't like it for the chain itself. Like the C and B supports aren't interesting to me. Whereas for the Legault Jafar and Legault Nino, they're really great. So I might pick like maybe Legault Nino is up there. The Lynn Wallace support, I actually had forgotten about that one, but that one's really good. I really like that support a lot. And honestly, I like Lynn Hector a lot. It just plays into both of their character strengths really well, and it just works. And I really like Lynn Hector. I like both characters. I like the support. I like how it just feels like that's what the characters would do. It's a little silly. It's a little serious. It's a great support. And of course, they also benefit from being the lords. They have a lot of screen time. They have additional like support dialogues. They have that really great conversation on the pirate ship and at the end of the game after Uther dies, and it's just really good.
Yeah, I also very much like Eliwood Minion as well.
Eliwood and Minion, but that just feels a little more like just because of how milquetoast Eliwood is as a character. That support to me, like I like the support, but it doesn't do anything for me. I'm like, it's a nice support.
Like he's a good boy, but that's kind of it.
Yeah, it's a nice support, but like it's not a good support. It's just a nice one. It's like it's fine. It's above average, but it's not like a really good support.
I don't think there's a problem with milquetoast.
No, there's no problem with it. That's what I'm saying. Is there's no problem, but there's also nothing inherently amazing about it.
There's something to recommend about it.
Right, exactly. Like there doesn't have to be for something to not be like amazing. It doesn't have to inherently be bad. It just has to not be as good as the things that are truly stand out. And that's kind of what Eliwood is. Eliwood's fine. He's good. He serves his purpose. He's got some interesting stuff.
He's a good friend.
Right, exactly. He's got, some character traits and some interesting stuff going on, but he's not he doesn't have that strong personality that Hector and Lynn do that really make them stand out. Like Eliwood does not stand like Eliwood and Roy as characters really don't stand out among Fire Emblem lords. They really just aren't that interesting. Again, like compared to like Ike, who has a lot going for them. Micaiah, who for better and worse has a lot going for them. Like Corrin is actively horrendous, and I despise Corrin, but like at least they have negative traits that make them stand out and are interesting. Like Eliwood and Roy just kind of joined Marth and like they sure are there, huh? Honestly, to an extent for me, Seliph is there, whereas like Seliph is interesting because of the world he's in and the plot that acts upon him, but Seliph himself does not necessarily interest me. Mostly just because Seliph has like some of the most generic and like out of context reactions to the world around him.
I disagree, and I don't think I have the energy.
But like he comes. It's more just like Seliph is like he does the standard Lord thing of like, oh, it's such a shame we have to fight. Like we could have been friends.
Like 20 times.
The shonen. He does the shonen anime thing in like to child kidnappers. Like I get that it's after Ishtar, and I agree with that. Like yes, actually, they do a really good job of making Ishtar compelling and making that fight painful because you don't want to fight Ishtar, but you have no choice. So I think the game did a really good job with that. But it's just it doesn't do a good job of making Seliph's opinion nuanced, and it needed to be nuanced. So instead it seems silly instead of profound, which is more the problem I have with it. Like I don't think it's inherently bad. Like I see where you're coming from as well, and like I understand that it's not inherently bad or inherently an issue, because like I just said, I really think they did a great job with Ishtar. It's just that they didn't do a good job writing it, so instead of the nuance it conveys, it comes across as extremely childish and naive. Okay, instead of the nuanced opinion that it should have been.
I'm thinking of something else, but I don't. I'm thinking of his response.
Why did we get here? Also, actually, I wanted to ask, when are we starting Sacred Stone? What's the next time that happening?
Okay, well, I'd rather discuss that than go talk about Seliph again right now, if that's okay. We can discuss Seliph another time, if that's all right. I
don't really care.
Okay, well,
you didn't need to be polite about it. You could just shift topics there.
Well, I do want to say, I do understand what you're saying. I appreciate Siliph's discussion when talking about the, Yeed Sanctuary and the persecution of the Locktier followers, and also and specifically what he brings up with respect to Thracia. I think that.
Well, Thracia is interesting, but Thracia just is like. Again, it's more just that's my problem with Seliph. Seliph is not interesting because of Seliph. Seliph is interesting because of everything else happening around him. Like, Seliph has those conversations because Ishtor is a well-written, interesting, good character. Because Trevant and Thracia are an interesting story and they're self-contained. Like, that's why that works. But it doesn't really work with the Desert because it kind of has the problem Engage has for the entire game, but it only has this one part where they didn't do enough there. So, like, they did a great job with Ishtor, making Ishtor sympathetic. They didn't do that for the Lockjaw Cult. The Lockjaw Cult has been a Saturday morning cartoon evil villain, and then out of nowhere, the game's like, you should probably sympathize with them at least a little, though. And I'm like, you have given me nothing for that. Like, you have not given me anything for that, and I'm not going to, like, you haven't garnered any sympathy, and I'm not going to take any sympathy. Like, Manfroy does not show up, and he's like, oh, woe be unto me, I don't want to do this, but I, a tortured soul, alas. You know, he's not a Shakespearean tragedy character. He shows up and be like, ha ha ha, me evil, me kidnap children, kill everyone. Like, he's not an interest, like, that's not, right? Like, they want to garner sympathy there where they haven't created any, and that's why it comes across as problematic compared to everything else.
Why are we talking about this?
Okay, anyway.
Because I was talking about how some of the lords are boring, and I lumped Seliph sort of in there, because I think the world that Seliph is in is more interesting than Seliph being in the world himself. I think if you take Seliph out of out of FE4, it's not interesting.
Okay, fine. Can we go on talking about this?
Sure. You wanted to talk about when we're doing FE8, and the answer is depends when we stream next.
It depends when we stream next, and tomorrow is unlikely. I'm doing a 6 hours of driving, being driven, 3 hours one way, 3 hours another. I don't know when I'll be back, although I will be able to stay up pretty late, so that's possible tomorrow.
Yeah, I got Monday off, so we'll see how that goes.
Saturday night might be difficult because I'm traveling early the next morning, but I will be free, so I should be able to. Sunday night, it will depend on when I can get to my apartment on time from my flight and my bus ride. I should be able to get there in time that we could stream at a reasonable hour on Sunday night, especially because none of us have work the next day. But
you're busy, so we'll see. We'll see if it's during my time. I'm busy.
The safest bet is Sunday night to start Sacred Stones.
I might be able to make it there after a point.
We'll just see when we stream, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Yeah. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you. You are off. Sorry for that interruption at the end. Not Seliph. I'm talking about when somebody knocked on my door. And yeah, have a good night.
Bye.
See ya.